Most dads don't lose their kids because they stop loving them. They lose them because someone decided to erase them, and most people never see how it happens. From the outside, it looks simple. A relationship ends, two people go their separate ways, and life moves on. But when children are involved, something very different can begin. A quiet war, not with fists, not with shouting, but with control. People love asking fathers the same question. Why didn't you fight harder? But that question assumes something. It assumes the fight was fair. It assumes the father had the same power. It assumes the system cared about the truth. And in many cases, none of that is true. When a relationship breaks down, some people move forward. Others look for control, because control is the one thing they refuse to lose. And when a father refuses to be controlled anymore, there is one weapon left: his children. Phone calls start to disappear. Messages go unanswered. Visits get canceled. Plans suddenly change. Excuses slowly replace access. Little by little, the distance grows. Not all at once, just enough that people on the outside don't notice. But the father notices. He notices the silence where laughter used to be. He notices the empty seat where his child used to sit. He notices birthdays that suddenly feel different. Because the hardest part isn't losing the relationship. The hardest part is losing the everyday moments, the bedtime stories, the car rides, the random questions children ask when they feel safe. Those are the things fathers miss the most. And while all of this is happening, something else begins to change. The story. Children hear things, small comments, quiet suggestions, little ideas planted over time. And slowly, a new version of dad begins to form in their minds. A version where he stopped trying. A version where he didn't show up. A version where he didn't care enough. But many fathers did try. They fought in court. They emptied their savings. They signed paperwork they barely understood. They waited months, sometimes years, just to see their kids again. They kept showing up, even when the door kept closing, even when the calls weren't returned, even when the world assumed they had disappeared. Because fathers don't stop loving their children just because someone tells them to. But sometimes love isn't enough to win the fight. Not when the system rewards the better story instead of the better parent. Not when accusations travel faster than truth. And not when the person holding the children controls the narrative. And the real tragedy is this: the children lose too, because every child deserves the full story. Every child deserves the chance to know the parent who never stopped loving them, but sometimes that truth takes years to surface. Sometimes it takes a lifetime, because some dads didn't disappear, they were erased. If you're dealing with this right now, the Dad Survival Pack is linked in the description.